I love Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but we have to admit that the bosses in this game are a bit odd. Like, there's the real bosses at the end of the castle levels, but there's also the bosses that appear when you grab some of the Wonder Flowers. And a bunch of them you actually fight many times. You know what? Let's rank all the bosses from this game from the worst to the best. Here we go. So, remember how the new Super Mario Bros. Games had these classic Bowser fights where you had to wait for him to jump so that you could go underneath him and then hit a switch to defeat the dude? Well, Super Mario Wonder has these. Just bad. There's a couple flying airship levels in the game, and the first one, located in Fluff Puff Peaks, ends with this section where there's a big robot Bowser head that spits bombs your way. And what you need to do is to jump above them and hit the big switch to defeat the robot. That's it. It's really easy and way too short. Speaking of, visiting the Petal Isles will bring you back on another airship, and this one also ends with a fight against Robot Bowser. This time around, there's Mecha Koopas on the conveyor belts and a couple spinning fire torches up above. But as you can see, the fight is pretty much as easy and dumb as the last one. What a disappointment. When you visit the level Hoppin' Away, you'll meet those new enemies, the Hoppy Cats. And these dudes just mimic what the player does. So if you jump, they jump too. It's kind of funny. But then when you grab the Wonder Flower, you'll meet the giant Hoppy Cats. And now their mimicking ability ain't so funny anymore. They can literally destroy floors, walls, and ceilings with their big spikes. So you'll have to be extra careful with every move you make. Who knows where they might end up. Alright, this next boss takes place underwater, and you technically don't really fight it. You kinda just follow it around and then dodge his every attack. The giant mackerel is a fish that hides in the floor and will wait for the perfect occasion to get a taste of that Mario booty. That dude's so big, it can actually eat entire sections of the stage, which means you'll have to be very careful and will probably want to bring in the dolphin kick badge in order to swim faster. Well, would you look at that? Bowser Jr. is back in this game, and this time he uses the wonder powers of his dad to become stronger and get new attacks. The first fight against him starts off like every single Bowser Jr. fights ever. He hides in his shell and moves left and right. After that, he gets out of it and you jump on his head. The thing is, once this first hit is done, he'll use the wonder powers to turn you into a giant and himself into a tiny thing. Why would he do that? Yeah, that's kinda stupid. But after you hit him in that state, well, he'll turn things around. And oh boy, is he big now. Thankfully, being tiny also makes your jump a bit floaty, just like the mini mushroom used to do in New Super Mario Bros. So the fight in itself ain't too difficult. Hey, guess what? The Deep Magma Bug features a flying airship. You know what that means. Another fight against my boy Robot Bowser. Not gonna lie, this one's different and kinda cool. The robot keeps spitting fire your way, and the only way to douse the flames is to pull these rings that are hanging on the wall. Doing so allows you to get closer to the robot and eventually even close his entire mouth. It's still way too short of a fight and way too easy, but it's kinda cool nonetheless. At the top of this long staircase in the Fluff Puff Peaks Palace awaits yo boy Junior. And this time around, the floor moves up and down, which isn't something particularly new, but once you hit Junior, get ready for this arena to now be covered in ice, which makes things a bit more difficult as you can slide around. It's only after the second hit that things become a bit more challenging. The arena will be changed into a gold gooey one, and this goo will prevent you from moving fast in it or jumping high, making Junior a way bigger threat. But it's still Bowser Jr., so it's still a small threat. The Jewel Block Cave is one of my favorite levels, as it introduces the Drill power-up, which is by far the coolest new addition to the 2D Mario games. This level also introduces those new enemies, the Conks. These blocky dudes just want one thing, to crush you. But what if conks were actually really big? Well, this is what the Wonder Flower does, and oh boy, this one is scary. The giant conch is as large as the entire screen, meaning you'll have to dig super fast before it actually crushes you. It's kinda scary, like you have to hurry up if you wanna make it out alive. But thankfully with the drill power up, it can be done and you'll be all good. Well, you know what? One enemy I wasn't expecting to see back in this game was a Cosmic Mario clone. These annoying little dudes are present in Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario 3D Land, and basically they just follow in your steps and do the exact same things you do. This typically means that you cannot go back or else you'll hit them. And in a 2D Mario game like Mario Wonder, it makes everything a bit more difficult. The fact that they no longer have feet and that they now float like ghosts makes them way scarier too. The Color Switch dungeon features a bunch of on-off blocks, and having to hit them while running away from the clone is a bit tricky. Thankfully, once you grab the Wonder Seed, the boss will be defeated. Alright, this next boss is so cool. Basically, you enter a room, grab a Wonder Flower, and this Shova enemy is going to push a wall out of the way, only to reveal a golden Bowser statue. This statue isn't actually dangerous in itself, but the fact that you can get crushed if you're not running away fast enough makes it quite challenging. I tried pushing it back, but the Shova is way stronger than Elephant Mario, so the only way out is to run away to the right. This is more of an escape room than it is a boss fight, but it's actually pretty original and I like it. So there's only one Ghost House level in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, but it also features the return of a fan favorite enemy, King Boo. It isn't the first time a giant Boo tries to destroy you in a Mario game, but it is definitely the first time a giant Boo sings opera while trying to destroy you. The Light Switch Mansion features many singing Boos and those fake door enemies with giant teeth. You'll have to jump from one chandelier to the next while avoiding all of these enemies if you want to get to the Wonder Seed and defeat King Boo. Whew, what a cool fight. Bowser Jr. is back again in the sun-baked desert palace, and this time the fight takes place underwater, really restricting your moves quite a lot. The Wonder effect that Junior uses will now transform the water, turning it into anti-gravity bubbles that you can still swim into. But it's a bit trickier to do so. The water will also eventually be on the ceiling, and some spikes will be placed underneath you, so trust me, you don't want to fall down there. The way to defeat Junior is still the same as every other fight against him, but this one was actually pretty cool. So, Cosmic Mario is back again in the level Beware of the Rifts. But this time, the area you can move to is way more limited. It's all made out of little narrow spaces, and all of the enemies are cosmic too, meaning you cannot actually touch them anymore. There are power blocks that you can use to stun lock Cosmic Mario, but it's only gonna stun him for a while, so you'll have to quickly get all of the tokens to get the Wonder Seed and defeat the dude. Okay, this next boss is really cool. Basically, it is a survival gauntlet. Like, there's a big stone spike in the background, and it's gonna spit fireballs your way. So what you need to do is to jump on the floating platforms to dodge all of those dangerous attacks. But the real reason this fight makes the top 4 is because of this annoying talking flower that keeps screaming throughout the entire fight. I know it's supposed to be annoying, but it just makes me laugh so hard. Like, poor dude, he's clearly having a panic attack and there's not much we can do about it. There's a palace in the deep magma bog, and guess who's waiting at the end of it? Of course it's my boy Junior. This is the coolest fight out of all the Junior fights because this one takes place in a dark battle arena with a big wave of lava behind you, making the view quite pretty. Junior also has a couple new techniques, like being able to spin and jump, and also create clones of himself. This makes the fight a bit more difficult and quite fun actually. The final level in Super Mario Bros. Wonder features a gauntlet of Wonder effects, and some of these Wonder effects bring back a boss from earlier, King Boo. The song he sings is different this time around, but it's still really good. Once again, you just have to move to the right and avoid falling down in the lava in order to make it to the end, but I'm just super happy to see the guy again. Well, at the beginning of the game, Bowser touched the Wonder Flower and turned himself into a castle. So obviously, we'd fight the castle eventually. Here's the final boss, Castle Bowser, and this boss fight is all about timing your jumps with the beat of the music. Every 4 beats, the platform under your feet will allow you to jump and do some damage to him. You have to hit the switch under his face and also his hands in order to make it to the next phase. Bowser has a couple attacks he can do, like spitting fire Piranha Plant's music notes, and trust me, you don't want to touch these as they're quite big and dangerous. Eventually, the platforms will move around a bit and you'll be able to get to the top and jump on the big switch on his head, and there you go. This boss was actually very original, and this is why it is my favorite one in this game. So, do you agree with my list, or would you mix things around? Well, let me know in the comment section down below, and if you still haven't played this game, go get it right now, it's fantastic. Alright, that's gonna be it for me. I'll just wait here while you look at those amazing Team BBQ members. They're pretty cool, eh?